Looks like we're live. Good evening, Internet. Good evening. I am cursed tonight. It has been a cursed week. So I thought I'd read a cursed book. And I'm joined by, I am a curse, and I've been joined by two other curses tonight. The curse of Pennsylvania and the curse of the Birmingham accent.
Hello.
How's the steering wheel, Andy? It's got to go back. It's got to go back. It looks like it's a faulty base unit. So they're sending me another one, which is, that's why I was cursed at the start of the week. I spent £640 on that equipment. 640. That's why I was really pissed off earlier this week. So I had to spend. It was okay for a while, and then it started to stop working.
I was going to say, it wouldn't be the driver that's faulty, would it?
I've tried different drivers, different firmware, different cables. I've checked the cooling on it. I've checked any services running in the background that might be getting in the way. I adjusted all the settings on it. I basically spent a day and a half bouncing between tech support, customer services, and various Discords I'm on, trying to find out how to get this damn thing to be stable. The problem is sometimes it would work for 30 or 40 minutes and then it would fail. One race, it failed 4 times in the space of one race. Each time it failed, I had to reboot it, which cost me about 20 seconds on the track. I went from being on pole and leading to last place. Yeah. So
yeah. That's when I throw stuff.
Yeah.
Literally.
So that's why I wasn't in the right mood really. Sort of come Wednesday, because I'd spent most of Wednesday trying to get the company, either of the companies involved, to take responsibility. I was getting, have you tried this? Yes. Have you tried this? Yes. Have you tried this? Yes, from one company. The other company, I just sent a list of what I'd tried because they're more technical. And they said, okay. Well, get in touch with the vendor and let us know if you have any problems. So I got back in touch with the vendor, and the vendor kept saying, well, have you tried this? And okay, have you tried this? And I said, look, here's a video of it happening. Here's a picture of all my settings. And here's a transcript of the entire conversation I've had with the manufacturers. And they eventually got back to me and says, yeah, we're going to send you out a new one. But it just took ages for get someone to get to that point where someone would say, yeah, it's likely faulty. Anyhow. How are you, Ped? Oh, I know how Daniel's been doing today. Do we inflict it on chat, Dan, or do we just?
That's up to chat.
I think it's the other way around, Dan. It's up to you.
How are you feeling?
If they want to hear about me passing out 3 times and then running out of toilet paper.
Hey!
Yeah.
How are you feeling, Joker? Are you all right?
I'm good. Not too bad.
And how are you feeling, Robert? And how are you feeling, Andy? Are you pair okay?
Andy, any better?
Good. Yeah, Andy, are you feeling any better? Because you've been pretty shitty recently.
For a while.
Yeah. Well, I say by recently, I mean several weeks.
Several weeks recently.
Yeah, several weeks recently. Yeah. So on the mend, good. Are you up to having a pint yet? That's the key, isn't it? That is the key.
Mucus has got to stop coming up with it at the minute.
Yeah. 4 weeks, indeed. Right, I'm just gonna pint. No. I'm on.
No.
That's what I'm drinking tonight. Rhubarb crumble and custard flavour.
Oh,
It's absolutely delicious. It's lovely.
send one my way.
Well, there, Asda are doing them for 80p.
Oh, are they?
80p for 2 litres. Daniel, in your money, that's about $1 for
That's not too bad.
about 4 pints. There you are. Hello, Sven Filker. Hello, Jeb. How are you? Right. My whistle is wetted. We need to make a character for tonight's book, which is The Curse of the Mummy.
Daddy's fucked up.
And that's with the name of that book. That's why we've got our names tonight. That's just my sense of humour. I am a troll. I freely admit it. I troll my guests. Don't I, chaps? Yes. Right, so we're going to have well, hopefully things do get better for you, Jeb. Friday is just midweek for me because, as I said before, Monday and Tuesday is my weekend. I'm in work tomorrow. Kill it, resurrect it as a 9th level fighter, then kill it again. Well, I'm hoping it doesn't resurrect. Okay, here's our stats, and they are not great. Not great. We have skill of 9, stamina of 18, luck of 9. We start with 5 gold pieces. We start with no provisions. Just got a backpack and a sword, no potion or anything. And we start with a poison rating of 0. More of that to come. So, this book was written by someone. Does it say which of the various authors wrote this one? No. So a lot of them were put out as Steve Jackson and Ian Livingstone. This is the British Steve Jackson, not the American Steve Jackson. Illustrations by Martin McKenna. Doesn't say who the specific author of this one was. Okay. Hello, Squill. All right. It's taxes, is it? Well, it doesn't mention starting with clothes. I have to assume we're clothed.
This ain't Dark Souls.
You start naked in Dark Souls.
You can do.
Yep. All right. Okay. Here we go. Facing its twin, Halak, on the other side of the mouth of the Bay of Elcor, Rimon is the capital of the Pirate Coast. With their ramshackle mazes of streets and twisting alleyways, the 2 ancient towns perched on the steeply sloping sides of twin mountain peaks are a haven for buccaneers and renegades. Even the feared pirate captain, Garius of Halak, has his secret hideout somewhere along the coast. It was a crew of those scurvy pirates who attacked the merchantman on which you had gained passage, travelling north from Cainlesh Mar and making for Port Blacksand. Your vessel was sunk and all on board were left to the mercy of the sea. Oh, itchy nose. I don't know what Halakar's been smoking today. Oh, you're an accountant. Ah. Yeah, that's why you're busy, Jim. And here's Mercurius, the mighty Mercurius Orlicus. Hello, with his ear trumpet. After several days, you were washed ashore, as far as you know, the only survivor of the wreck, with only your sword and enough money to keep you from starvation for just a few days. Finding yourself not far from Remon, you made your way to the town, hoping to find work guarding a caravan heading north. But you missed the last one to leave for several weeks by only a day. So instead, you decided to find gainful employment that might earn you your passage on another ship heading for Port Blacksand. Then you saw a notice nailed to a wall in the Adventurers Guild. The notice read, "Brave warrior required for dangerous mission into hills around the Desert of Skulls. Great rewards guaranteed. Apply at Jeran Far, the Monkey's Paw." He made some discreet inquiries about his possible employer and discovered that he's an archaeologist of some notoriety. He does not enjoy a very good reputation among the adventuring fraternity of Remon and is considered by most to be no better than a tomb robber. However, times are hard, and you decided you had nothing to lose and made your way to the Monkey's Paw, a seedy drinking house in one of the poorer parts of Remon. Entering the bar, you find the clientele as shady looking as you would expect, and the landlord looks as if he would cut your throat as soon as serve you a drink. You mention Jeran Far's name, and with a grunt the landlord directs you to a man sitting at a table by himself. Jeran Far, a moustached man in his mid-30s, looks as if he too has known his fair share of hardship. He is tanned from days of toil in the baking lands at the edge of the Desert of Skulls, and his sleeveless leather jacket, like the rest of his clothes, is worn and dusty, and he wears a battered, wide-brimmed hat to keep off the sun. Having made your introductions, you sit down opposite the man. "Have you heard of the curse of Akaris?" Jeran asks. You shake your head. "Then I will tell you of the legend. Centuries ago, before the drowning of Atlantis by the gods, the three major continents of Titan, Alancia, the Old World, and Kul, were all joined together as one massive continent, which early records call Iritaria. At this time, at the southern edge of what we now know as the Desert of Skulls, there existed a small desert kingdom called Jarat. The people of Jarat, who worshipped a whole clutch of animal-headed gods, carried out the practice of mummifying their dead rulers before burying them in great tombs in the mountains, along with fabulous riches. Akaris was the last of the rulers of Jarat to be buried before the parting of the lands. He favored Cythera, the goddess of evil, above all the other gods of Jarat, and was the cruelest tyrant the kingdom had ever known. He demanded human sacrifices for his goddess, and was said to commune with dark spirits and bring the mummies of his ancestors back to life. When at last he died, poisoned by one of his enemies, he was aged 156. As he lay, dying, Akaris called on Cythera, saying that one day he would return and all would suffer under his curse. Plagues of flies, snakes, and scorpions would come upon the land. The daytime sky would be as black as night, and the cities would be swallowed by the desert. Legend says he was buried, surrounded by piles of priceless treasures, in one of the most astonishing tombs ever constructed, one which included many terrible death traps. Interesting as all this is, what does this have to do with you wanting to hire a brave warrior for a dangerous mission? You ask the archaeologist. Let me explain, Jeran continues. 5 days ago, I was working at a site on the edge of the rocky hills bordering Remon when a man staggered into my camp. He was terribly dehydrated, suffering from sunstroke, and he looked as if he had been in a battle. I gave him water and tried to make him as comfortable as possible. As soon as he had recovered a little, he told me of what had happened to him. He was part of a group of explorers who had been investigating the lands at the edge of the desert. He told me that at a ruined temple by an oasis, they uncovered an inscription that revealed the location of the lost tomb of Akaris with all its treasures. They set out to find it at once, But they had not gone very far when they were ambushed by a group of people swathed in red robes that bore the emblem of a golden cobra. The rest of his party were either captured or killed, and he was left for dead. When it was safe, he started the difficult journey back to Rimon to warn the people of what was happening. But he only made it as far as my camp, where he died the next morning. Absorbed by Jeren's tale, you ask, so who were these red-robed attackers? Members of the cult of the Cobra, he replies. This cult was the priesthood that worshipped Cythera in Jarrat. They were Akaris' most loyal followers. It has always been their aim to find Akaris' tomb and resurrect their long-dead master so that he could call down his curse upon the land and reclaim his kingdom. The secret sect has been revived in the last decade, and it looks as if the curse of the Cobra have at least found his tomb and are preparing for their king's return. They must be stopped, or all will suffer the curse of Akaris. I need one brave warrior to accompany and infiltrate the cult without them knowing to thwart their evil plans. If you will help me, and should we succeed, the treasures of the tomb will be our reward. Of course I will help you carry out your plan, you say. The possible riches to be found in the tomb could make you wealthy beyond your wildest dreams. But more important than that, the cult must be stopped from bringing such an evil back into the world. There is no time to lose. You both leave the Monkey's Paw immediately for your quest, to prepare for your quest. The pair of you have not gone far along a narrow back street on your way towards the markets of Rimon when a figure covered from head to toe in fine red robes drops silently from the top of a wall to the ground in front of you, and a harsh hissing voice behind you says, "Not so fast, Jeren Far." Turn to paragraph 1. We're off. So thank you, Mercurius, for the donations. Who got those gifted memberships? Do we know?
No.
No. Do I have to open up a link over here? I'll put it on my other screen over here. There we go. Right. Let us see. Let us see who got them. Live. Mike Percival, Peter Ruane, Mondo Hand, CK Mission, and Sergio A. There we go. There we go. Let's see if any of them are summoned to join us. Right. You spin around to see 2 more people dressed in the same manner as the first, only their eyes visible between the swathes of red cloth. Their robes bear the symbol of a rearing golden cobra. They must be members of Akaris' evil cult. Each of the cultists is armed with a long curving sword, and an assortment of other silent death weapons hangs from their belts. They must have discovered that the explorer survived their attack, and they followed his trail to my camp, Jeren whispers under his breath. And from there, they must have followed me to Rimon. What shall we do? We have a choice here. Draw our sword and run at the cultist leader, so attack the leader. Draw your sword and stand your ground, so run at the leader, stand your ground, or try to escape.
I think it's too early to try and take out the leader. Since you've got nothing.
There's the picture. Those are the cultists. Okay, so Andy says escape. What do you say, Joker?
Yeah, I'll go with escape.
Okay. Daniel?
Elbows and assholes.
Run away.
This.
Run away. So, who else is voting? Chat, it's up to you to vote.
Wake up.
Wake up.
It's a beautiful evening.
I'm aware that some of you are at work when I'm doing this. Listening to this on illicit headphones when you should be working. But still.
We could do both.
Our options are attack the cultist leader, stand our ground, or try to escape. You can stand ground. Okay.
Yeah, now I'm thinking, can I change?
No.
Well, I don't know if it's currently we've got 6 votes for escape, including yours, and 1 for stand ground. So if you changed, it would only be 5-2 or 5-1-1.
So I'm thinking standard round.
Okay. That makes it now 6-2 with Squirrel Hermit's vote. Make like Sir Robin and run away. Bravely run away.
Oh, bravely.
Daniel indeed would just use his debt cord. Yes, yes. Yeah. Was it wise for me to give Daniel's character that item? I think it was. It made for an entertaining ending to the session. Yeah. So we are trying to escape with 6 votes. Escape wins. Run for it, you shout to Jaren, and the 2 of you charge the lone cultist behind you, knocking him to the ground. The way along the street ahead is clear as far as the markets. Once among the crowd, you should be able to lose your pursuers easily. Suddenly you hear a humming sound as 2 throwing stars fly from the cultist's hands and strike you and Jaren in the back. Deduct 2 points from your stamina. Okay. You stumble to the ground and the cultists are upon you. Turn to 68. Okay. Fortunately, since you are standing back to back in the narrow street, only 1 cultist can attack each of you at a time. You prepare to defend yourself against the leader. Right. What colour dice shall we have tonight?
Purple.
Black. We're gonna die.
Well, Joker says purple, and Daniel says black. So I'm going to roll the silver one. If it's odds, we'll have purple. If it's evens, we'll have black. It's odds. Sorry, Daniel.
That's okay.
We're purple tonight. We're purple. And the enemy are going to be the silver ones. Here we go. With a skill 9, he's got skill 7, so we've got an advantage, but only 2 points. Oh, for God's sake, Joker, it's all your fault. I blame Joker. I blame Joker completely. If we die in the first encounter, that's a tie. 7-9.
Hang on, let me roll for initiative.
No. Right, we have finally wounded it. Oh God! It's hit us 3 times. We've only hit it once. Better. We're being absolutely mullered by a relatively easy opponent because Joker's choice of dice has been shocking. Look at this. We're down to 4 health. Finally. Finally, we beat it. It did 12 damage to us, despite us having a 2 skill advantage. We had to do 7 damage to it to beat it. That was terrible. That's an appalling start. We aren't going to come out of this one alive, are we? Let's face it. Let's face it, chaps. Let's face it. And it's all Joker's fault. Ninja cultists, indeed. Yes. They are ninja. As your opponent falls, so does Geran's. Before you can stop him, the third cultist turns tail and flees towards the markets. But what will we do now? Do we pursue the cultist? Do we leave town immediately with the intention of heading the cultist off on the way? Or do we ignore the cultist and go to the markets? So,
Marker.
You reckon markets, okay? Markets, leave town, or chase cultist? Daniel?
Chase the cultist.
Chase the cultist. Okie dokie. With our 4 health. Ah. Ah. Hello, Richard. Right, we're currently on 3 for markets, 3 for chase, 4 for chase now, 1 for leave town. So chasing the cultist is currently winning. Any more votes? Let's see any more. Okay, there was Finn Filkers as the last vote, and that was the deciding vote for chasing the cultist. 394. You and Farr chase along the back street after the cultist, but lose him among the hustle and bustle of an animal market. Then you catch sight of a red-robed figure on the opposite side of the square, moving away from you. As you elbow your way through the crowd, you see a trader's cage swing open, and with a roar, its occupant leaps into the crowd. As the throng of people vanishes, you and Farr find yourselves alone in the middle of the square, facing the newly escaped Black Lion, angry at having been locked up in a confined space and confused by its unnatural surroundings. The beast strikes Farr with one great paw, knocking him to the ground. You have no choice now but to try to stop the enraged animal. Right, we're going to be rolling a new character. Okay, let's see. We are very dead. It's got the same skill as us. So we need the purple dice to come up. No, that's it. We're dead. Is that the quickest death we've ever had in a fighting fantasy book?
Probably good as, yeah.
Yep. We've lasted. How long has this stream been going for? We've lasted half an hour. And of that, we were waffling for 10 minutes at the start. Hello, Stuart Piglet, new character. Yes, yes. Let's roll up a better character. Yeah, let's hope we get slightly better dice rolls this time. 2 combats and we die. This poor fellow is already dead, and we're going to play the book a second time. I'm going to write at the top, deaths. 1. Right, here we go again. We'll go with blue for skill, silver for stamina, and ding dong, and red for luck. All right, I know what I'm going to do. I'm just going to write deaths 2 and roll another one.
Why was it worse?
Have you seen?
Yeah.
You can't survive with stats like that. There we go. There we go. Right. This character might be able to survive. Luck is a bit meh, but everything else is okay. Right, so we go back to encounter number 1, where we are jumped by the cultists, 1 in front of us, 2 behind. What do we do this time? Do we attack the leader, stand ground, or try to escape? Yes, of course, yeah, sod's law, isn't it? Andy now says attack the leader. What does Joker say?
Same as that one.
Same as that one. Okay, what does Daniel say?
Leader.
Leader. Escape is just try and run away from them, which is what we tried to do last time. And we got a throwing star to the back. You want to escape for that bottleneck in the alley? Okay, okay. We're at 4-3 at the moment for attacking the leader. What, turn Jaren Far over to the cultists? Yeah, yeah. Attack! Okay, looks like we're attacking the leader this time. Does look like we're attacking the leader. Right, let's see what happens now. Yelling, you run at the leader of the cultists. At the last moment, he deftly sidesteps out of your way and you end up sprawling in the dirt. Test your luck. Right, we are swapping dice, Joker.
Why?
We're going to go with Daniel's choice of dice, and the bad guys are going to go with what you chose. Okay? So we're now silver, the bad guys are purple. Because your choice of dice killed us really quickly last time, Joker. Watch Daniel's choice of dice kill us now. Ready?
Yeah.
Okay, hold on. I don't need that many. We're not fighting, are we?
Then
We're just testing luck.
In another 5 minutes, we can have chat without the dice.
We've just failed on our first luck test. Okay. If you're unlucky, turn to 55. Before you can get to your feet, you feel the cultist's hands around your throat. Deduct 2 points stamina. Okay. The cultist is trying to strangle you. Fight the battle, which follows in the normal way. However, you cannot injure your opponent until you've got free. If you win an attack round, do not deduct any points from his stamina score until you win 2 consecutive attack rounds, and then you can start to injure him. Hello, James. Don't have murdered by dice, yes. Yes. Our dice rolls have just been appalling, Richard, so far. They've been appalling. Right. So here we go. Let's get the That's for him. These are for us. 7-11. That's actually a win for us still, because we've got a 5-point advantage now with this character. So we've won one round. 8-7. Okay, we are now free. We can now hurt him. 8-7. 4-4. 12-11. 6-7. All enough. All enough to have 5-point advantage. Beat him in consecutive rounds. It pays to have a high skill score. Right. We are badass this time. Our first character was poor. Our second one was unplayable. I just wrote our second one down as a death because he had 8 skill, 14 stamina, 7 luck. You can't do these books with stats like that. You can't. It's like rolling an OSE character and getting stats of 8, 5, 6, 9, 3, 4, and then roll 1 for hit points and a fighter, and then you roll 40 gold pieces to start with. So all you can afford is leather armor and a sword, and yeah, you're gonna die. Okay, so we have the one where we beat them, so we get the opportunity now. Do we chase the cultist to try and stop him and run into the lion again, or do we leave town immediately with the intention of heading the cultist off on the way to the tomb, or do we go to the markets this time? So we'll go again. Chase, leave, Chase, okay, 2 votes for market here. Market. 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 More markets. I think that first one was we were just blowing the cobwebs off, weren't we? Market. So 6-1 at the moment. Oh, Squirrel wants to leave. Is that enough of this place already? Don't blame it, to be honest. It's shit all.
Oh, that's right. Mm-hmm.
I'm hoping to possibly buy some provisions or something in the market. Okay, so market 6, leave town 3. There's 10 people watching, so and one of those watching is me on the other screen. So there we go. Hi, me. Right, markets 112. Quickly exploring Rimon's markets, you soon discover what the many stalls have to offer. Jaren Farr hands you a bag containing 30 gold pieces and leaves it to you to decide what might be most useful in your quest. Read through the list of items described below, and if you buy anything, deduct the appropriate number of gold pieces and record the item on your adventure sheet. You may only buy one of any item on this list unless you are told otherwise. Right, these are our options. So we have 30 gold pieces there, plus our initial 5. So we've got 35 gold. We've got a rope and grapple for 3 gold pieces. Meals, you can buy any number for 1 gold piece each. Lantern and oil, 2 gold pieces for the lantern with 1 oil skin. Additional skins, 1 gold piece. Oh, there's tons of stuff. A healing draft. An anti-poison potion. A brass telescope. fire powder, torch, and also there are some unusual things on offer. So, ding dong.
Yeah, I got it.
So we've got rope and grapple, provisions, lantern and oil, healing draft, anti-poison, brass telescope, fire powder, torch, or we can also perhaps have a look at some of the unusual places. But we'll look at the basic stuff first. Do you reckon we need all of it? Okay. So, fire powder, an alchemical compound wrapped in a paper parcel with a taper protruding from one end. When lit, within a few seconds, the package will explode, and you roll 1d6 for damage to the creature. You may throw the package at an opponent at the start of a battle by successfully testing your skill. Costs 4 gold pieces. You reckon not the telescope? Okay. I'm going to say we definitely need the rope and grapple. We definitely need a lantern with some oil. And we definitely need some food. But other things are up in the air. So... I mean, we could also get a torch as well.
Well, we're guaranteed to run out of oil and being dark, yeah.
So I'm saying rope and grapple, 3 gold pieces. You reckon, Andy? Yep. Oil times 2. So lantern and 2 oil is 3 gold pieces. So we're now up to 6 gold pieces spent. Food times 4. Okay. Anyone else with any other suggestions? We spent 10 of our 35. A healing draft, which will heal 11 stamina for 4 gold pieces.
That sounds worth it.
That does, doesn't it? And there are 3 doses in the bottle. Yes.
Definitely.
Okay. Yeah, I think one torch would be useful. I think you're right there. I'm going to put that down. Not the brass telescope. Okay. Anti-poison. The way poison works, if you get poisoned by something, you add a poison mark, and if you gain 18 of them, you die. Anti-poison drops it by 4. When we've got, that's 4 gold pieces. We've got 40. We've got 19 left. Do we have a look at what the dodgy merchants have for sale now?
Let's have a look at the dodgy merchants.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. We'll have a think about the anti-poison, because we'll see what the dodgy merchants want.
Let's see what Arthur Daly wants.
Right. Between them, the merchants have some very interesting items for sale. They're listed below with their prices. Okay. We have, for 4 gold pieces, oil of lotus. For 6 gold pieces, 2 yoka eggs.
Hey.
For 6 gold pieces, a sandworm's tooth. For 7 gold pieces, an alabaster scarab. And for 5 gold pieces, a crystal pyramid.
How much for the crystal pyramid?
5.
Hmm.
We've got hello Doc. We've so oil of lotus, 2 yoka eggs, sandworm's tooth, Alabaster Scarab and Crystal Pyramid. They don't. It doesn't tell us what they do. Doesn't tell us what they do. All of yours for the low cost of stabbing the merchant.
Stab the merchant.
It's not an option.
Oh, okay.
It's not an option.
I mean, we could get any 2 items on here and that anti-poison potion.
The pyramid and the tooth, I'm thinking might be needed. I'm not
I'm
too sure.
thinking the scarab.
Yeah, instead of the tooth. Yeah.
Okay.
A straw piglet wants the eggs.
Would make a nice omelet, maybe.
Because something tells me we'll have to put that pyramid on top of something.
Yeah, there's that too. Yep. No matter what, we're gonna screw up.
Oh,
We
God,
just-
yeah. We'll
we
probably
just-
need all of them, but, you know, it's what will we find or what won't we find, you know?
Yeah.
Right. I've put down we're taking anti-poison, so yeah, I think that's fair. Leaving us
Yeah,
15
no.
gold to buy any 2 of these items. So Straw Piglet's pushing for the... Straw Piglet wants the scarab, not the pyramid.
I think the scarab because it might be some form of protection.
It seems like people are leaning towards scarab, so I'm going to write that one down. Okay, we've got 8 gold left. Okay. Oil of Lotus, 2 Yoka eggs, a sandworm's tooth, or a crystal pyramid. We've bought the alabaster scarab. I'm going to go to 41. You can only find out about it when it tells you, when you buy it. So
I want to go with pyramid.
the scarab, carved from a lump of veined alabaster, is actually an ancient lucky charm. Whenever you're instructed to test your luck, you may deduct 1 from the dice roll.
Nice.
That's really good.
Yep. Hey, we did something right.
We very much did there. We very much did. Turn to 15. Right, we're going to have a vote now. No one seems to want to go for the Oil of Lotus. So, we have a vote. Crystal Pyramid or Yoka eggs? Pyramid or eggs?
Pyramid.
Joker, pyramid or eggs?
I'm sticking with what I originally said. So pyramid.
Pyramid, okay.
I want my
2
pyramid.
votes for eggs. There's no option to buy a bullwhip. No, 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 no. Is Sean Connery going to turn up as our father?
This
We
week,
made Dan rub the Oil of Lotus on himself.
the new grandfather.
So we're currently at 3 votes for pyramid, 2 votes for eggs. I'm going to wait for chat to make up their mind.
I can always have Kelsey vote.
No. Straw Piglet. I mean, we probably have played this book before at some point, and you might remember something. I don't know. It all blurs into one for me now. All blurs. It's like life. Life just blurs into one. Life just blurs. Blur. I'm just going to sit and wait for more votes. Look, we've got 11 people. 11 people. 11 people. We've got 5 votes so far. Wake up, chat. Freddy's gonna get you. No, you can't vote some more. That's the same as Daniel vote. Daniel's pulling a Kelsey. Gotta watch out for these straw individuals. They're dodgy.
I'm not dodgy, just dishonest.
Andy's going for eggs. Andy's leveled it. He's leveled it. Straw dinosaur. Look. If you're the pig who made his house with straw, you want the pig who made his house with bricks. Brick Piglet would be the right one. Little pig, let me in. Not by the hair on my chinny chin chin.
Who did that song?
Green Jelly did a version of that song.
Yeah,
it's a children's tale, isn't it?
Yeah. No, the wife and I just heard it the other day on the way home from work on Sirius Satellite. Yeah.
Is it really sad that I know an obscure one-hit wonder?
They also did My Name Is Mud.
That wasn't a hit over here. No one-hit wonder over here.
They really aren't that big. It's just memorable.
Galvanized Steel Pig. He's the real smart one. Did Primus do a version of it? I don't know who Jackal are.
They were like an 80s hair band.
Were they?
Yeah. I never cared for them much. Actually, late 80s, early 90s hair band, yeah.
Oh, Primus did My Name Is Mud.
Oh, Primus, yeah, that's correct, yes. Yep.
Not Green Jelly then. Okay. I don't know. Did Primus have that mad bassist?
I don't know too much about him, so I can't.
Les Claypool, I believe his name is, something like that. Yeah, Les Claypool. He's a bit good from what I remember. I never got into Primus though. Never got into them. So I think I listened to them at the wrong sort of time. I'd probably appreciate them a lot more now than I did at the time. Right, we're tied. We're tied, eggs and pyramid. Okay. Doesn't look like we're going to get any more votes out of chat. We're talking music again. And things to build houses with. So, I'm just going to roll the dice I see in front of me. If the silver roll higher, then we go with the pyramid. If the purple rolled higher, we go with the eggs. And they tie. They tie. Of course they do. Of course they do. Eggs.
Oh.
We have 2 Yoka eggs. And we have 2 gold pieces left. I think we might be worth keeping the last 2 gold pieces. See if they come in useful. Right, Yoka eggs. Turn to 291. In the language of the pygmy tribesmen of the jungles of southern Arantis, Yoka means sun. According to their lore, Yoka eggs are laid by the fabulously rare Yoka birds. The birds fly down from the sun to lay their eggs on the cool earth, and what hatches from these eggs resembles a ball of fire. You may throw an egg at an opponent at the start of a battle. If you test your skill successfully, it will hit, break open, and release the Yoka bird, which will burn your enemy, causing damage to his stamina equal to 1 dice roll. So it's the equivalent of 2 of the flashbangs. Okay. So it's a cheaper version of those flashbangs we could have bought.
Still not that cord though.
No. So we've got 2 of those. Buy gummy bears. Well, yeah. Something to munch on the way there. We've got some provisions. We can say the provisions are gummy bears.
Bouncing up and down and everywhere.
I prefer English jelly babies to gummy bears.
Can't be buses.
Big fan of English jelly babies.
Not human babies, but yeah. Blame Dr. Who for me liking jelly babies as much as I do.
I just like them because they taste nice.
Oh yeah, I liked him anyway, but then Dr. Who came along and I liked him even more. Courtesy of the best doctor of all,
Tom Baker.
Yeah. His favourite saying was all, "Would you like a jelly baby?"
I like orange jelly babies and purple jelly babies are my 2 favourites.
Not keen on the black ones, but yeah.
Leaving Rimon, Jaren Fire and yourself set out round the steep Uron Heights before turning north. As you walk, Jaren shows you a crude map of the area around the southern edge of the Desert of Skulls and points to a sketch of an oasis next to a temple. I was able to get the location of the temple from the explorer before he died, but not that of the tomb, says Jaren. But if we can find the temple, we should find the inscription, which reveals the whereabouts of the tomb. I've also heard rumors of a shaman who lives in the rocky hills to the east. It's a place called Spirit Rock. Hello, PBR. If we could find him, he might be able to help us in our quest. However, we'll leave the choosing of the way until it becomes necessary. After 2 days of walking, during which you must eat 2 meals or lose 2 stamina points for each meal missed. Okay. Maybe we should have bought more provisions, but hey ho. You reach the site of Jaren's camp. Here he has hidden a tent and bedrolls, so at dusk you settle down for a night under canvas. You're awoken several hours later by an ominous clacking sound coming from somewhere close to the tent. There's a sudden scuttling noise. Then you hear Jaren cry out. In an instant, you are outside the tent. In the moonlight, you see the archaeologist struggling in the grip of a huge pincer belonging to a 3-meter-long monstrosity covered in shiny black armor. The giant scorpion's sting rears up over its back as large as a man's head. As you watch, the deadly sting of the overgrown arachnid lashes forward and strikes Jaren in the chest, and the man stops struggling at once. There's Jaren. Look, like he's waving at you. Hi, 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 hi. 3 meters to about 10 feet. You run at the scorpion and strike its claw. Releasing its grip on Jaren's body, the grotesque creature turns to attack you. Okay. Fighting this is the same as fighting that giant scorpion in Death Trap Dungeon. Right. It attacks us twice. We attack it once. We have to beat both of its attacks to hurt it. And it has a skill of 10. And if it rolls double 6, it kills us. So we are the silver. Each of its claws are the other 2. We've won the first round. It's got 10 stamina. Eight, 9. Yep, because we got 2-point advantage. We've won that one again. We've just lost that round. We've just lost that round.
It's not sounding good, guys.
We've just lost that round. Yeah, this is great. We've just won that round. I suppose we could have thrown an egg at it. Okay, yeah, let's egg it.
There you go. Frag the damn thing.
Okay. The D6 that comes near that lands nearest the top of the rolling tray is how much damage we do. It's a 5, isn't it? There we go. We've used an egg. There we go. There we go. Oh. Albert just crashed. I'm still in as Thomas Gunn, which was my character in Andy's Call of Cthulhu game. If you win, turn to 3, 4, 5. So we are down to 13 health. Okay, we do 3, 4, 5. That's what. Yeah. Soon Philco was what we were waiting for, and then realised he wasn't live. Right. As the giant scorpion twitches its last, you run over to help Jaren. He is barely alive. This is the end for me, he gasps. But you must go on. Stop the cult of the Cobra. Beware of the curse of Akaris. With that, the brave archaeologist dies. The next morning, you bury Jaren Farr, marking the grave with his old battered hat, offering a prayer to the gods for his departed soul. At the same time, you swear to do all you can to stop the evil sect and prevent Akaris' return. Taking Jaren's map with you, you set off again, heading north. By mid-morning, your path is becoming gradually steeper as it leads you into the rocky foothills of the mountains which border the Desert of Skulls. You continue to follow the dusty trail as it turns towards the northeast. A few kilometers on, standing at the top of a ridge, you see that several semicircular tiers of stone seats have been cut out of the base of the hillside in front of a raised platform and a low rectangular stone building. Close to the seemingly deserted site lie fallen pillars and the remains of walls. Do we descend the hillside and investigate the ruins, or do we continue on our way?
Investigate.
Yeah, ruins.
Investigate or continue? Someone's letting off fireworks nearby.
Cool. I was going to
No.
say, whoever's doing the gun works, make it louder because I like that. So.
I don't like fireworks. I don't like loud bangs, I will admit.
Well, as long as I have earmuffs on, they're okay. But, I have that thing they call tinnitus, and it really sucks. Yeah, it sucks.
Yeah. Hello, Mac. Yeah, I've got tinnitus, and I don't like sudden shock noises. So
yeah, my worst thing is my pressure washer at work. That really screws with it.
As long as I can anticipate a noise, I'm okay.
Yeah, yep. Understand.
I can't. I don't know. Yeah, I don't like it.
Really? You can wait a moment. Yeah, you can wait. Yeah. I want to have Bear's cats meet my cat.
Would there be a cat fight, or would they get on, do you think?
Oh, there'd be a fight, and then they'd figure out the hierarchy, and it'd be cool.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, hell, my two dogs are running around. That's 200 pounds of dog. He stood in the doorway, actually sat in the doorway, and shut them down. They were getting their puppy on, goofing off. They wanted to run into the den, and he just sat there and went, yeah.
Thing is,
they went and laid down in the living room. They were done.
The thing is, with Bear's two cats, I have a feeling Beans would just be too soft. But I think the other cat, Misty, might be a bit of a dark horse.
Yeah. My other cat was a killer, but she got out and never came home. She would always leave me chipmunks. I don't like outdoor cats. I truly don't. And it's like people to keep their dogs out in the winter. That's just ignorant. And anytime she got out, she would literally jump over like 3 feet of stuff to get outside. She got out once and never came back, but I'd wake up and there'd be a chipmunk in my bed. That's why I don't like outdoor cats, because they're killing songbirds and wildlife. But,
Yeah.
But she was awesome, but very, like, she would sit on the banister at the top of the stairs, and if you walk upstairs, she'd bat at your head whenever you went past her.
I mean, I don't dislike cats. I'd never keep a cat. I will never mistreat a cat. I'm quite happy to be in a house where other people have got cats, and I'll fuss the cats. But I do. I would much rather have wildlife in my garden than have a neighbor with cats.
Exactly. That's my thing with outdoor cats.
Yeah.
And I'm very much a cat person. Obviously, Bastard won't leave me alone.
Yeah.
I don't like outdoor cats, and I told my wife and my daughter, because the cat was most attached to my daughter. Like, she's either going to get run over due to the road being 20 yards in front of my house, a coyote's going to eat her, or somebody's going to shoot her. because that's the way I feel about outdoor cats. If you let your cat outside and I see it going after something in my yard, I may unlife it. I don't like outdoor animals. Just
I mean, our next door neighbour's got. She's always had lots of cats, and it frustrates me no end because they're always out and about, setting the dogs off barking. Cause we've got a big line of houses with about 5 or 6 houses, and she's got cats. Everybody else has got dogs, and the dogs are quiet as anything until the cats start tormenting them.
yeah.
Hello, Alfred.
I was going to say with some dogs, it just takes a human to walk past and then they.
Oh,
Yeah.
you ought to see Wes. He's a very good dog. Like this morning, he helped me out. Whenever I was hollering for the wife, he's the one that started yowling and barking to wake her up because she wasn't hearing me. But if the neighbors across the road park in their not normal spot, he will literally bark at them until they move their car. The neighbors think it's hilarious, and all the neighbors love him. And like the kids that walk past, they'll chat with the pup and everything else. But yeah,
He's an autistic dog. You have an autistic dog.
It may be he's Great Dane and Pit Bull.
He's autistic. He doesn't like change.
Exactly.
Everything has to be
Not at all.
Right. Okay, we're going to investigate the ruin.
Yeah, he'll bark. The mailman's okay because he recognizes that vehicle. But if FedEx or somebody else, a different delivery company shows up, he starts barking. When the neighbor's kids come home from college, he'll start barking because it's not where it should be.
Mm-hmm.
He's just looking out for the neighborhood.
Yeah.
But anyhow, sorry, got off on a tangent.
Dogs don't like change. Dogs are autistic.
He
like
does not at all.
We have autism on the brain. Yes, I do literally have it on the brain.
Like, if I pick up a rifle or a shotgun or a handgun, he just starts going off. I can't handle a firearm with him around. He just, for some reason, doesn't like guns, but he's never even been around a gun that has been fired. He's protective, and for some reason, it seems to think that it's hurting me.
Right.
So,
Right.
yeah.
Yep. Our doggy likes her routine.
Talking about routine, where were we?
Where were we? Yeah, where were we? Hello, Butthead.
Church hole, being a butthead. So anyhow,
Yes.
yeah.
Hello, Butthead Cat. You really should, you've got a cat called Butthead. You should have a dog called Beavis.
Now, his actual name is Church, but I call him Church Hole because he's an asshole. So I just call him Church Hole. And he's named after the cat in Pet Sematary.
I'm just going to refer to your animals as Beavis and Butthead from now on.
That works too.
Cool. You scramble down the slope until you are standing at the sandy arena in front of the platform. The facade of the low building is decorated with the busts of people. Who are? Aye, busts. Or possibly of gods standing in recessed alcoves. Who dares trespass in the theatre of the gods? The booming voice makes you jump almost out. I'll do more booming. Who dares trespass in the theatre of the gods? The booming voice makes you jump almost out of your skin in surprise. The words echo around among the empty tiers of seats, but the voice itself seems to be coming from a dark doorway in the front of the building. What will you do now? Do we apologize for trespassing? Do we demand that the owner of the voice shows himself? Do we say nothing and approach the doorway? Or do we leave the theatre of the gods?
Say hello. Does Mr. Oz live here?
Show yourself.
Show yourself, apologize, say nothing, or leave.
Show yourself.
Show yourself. We have an apology there. You never know. They might be serious, Manfred. They might be. Show yourself, blackguard. Moon them. Okay. So you're basically saying show yourself to them rather than tell them to show themselves. Okay.
To show or not to show? Please share will.
Show yourself. Reveal yourself. No, not like that.
Oh, matron.
Okay, most people are leaning towards show yourself. Show yourself. Expose yourself.
Says the boy to the bishop.
No, Joker. No.
No, that's the Pope. Sorry, wrong one.
So on 5 votes, so I've taken a lot of these to be shown to mean show yourself because people are just messing about with me. I give you simple one-word answers to write to make my little tally marks easy, and you just go off on tangents. Yes, always the same. Always the same. Oui, monsieur. So nobody wants to just approach and say nothing. No one wants to leave. Most people are going for show yourself. So we say, show yourself, dastardly individual. Turn to 98. A short figure suddenly appears in the open doorway. The man is dressed in plain grey robes and is wearing a mask with grotesquely exaggerated features. I am the great Crano, master of 1,000 roles, possessor of 1,000 guises, the little man booms. What do we do? Ask him for help, attack him, or leave?
Ask for help. Let's do something different.
Yeah, help.
Excuse me.
Bless you.
Thank you. Two people have gone for attack him. Then we've got another help there as well, and another help. Hit him with our axe for help there, Straw. No, 5 asking for help, 2 for 6 asking for help, 2 for attack. No one wants to leave. Okay. We're asking for help. 304. Test your luck. Here we go. We are the silver dice.
Wow.
Oh dear. Oh no. Oh no. 86. The great Crano, hero of 100 tragedies, has no time to help lesser mortals when he has a dozen soliloquies to rehearse. Now leave this place. Right, leave or attack. Those are our options.
Leave.
Joker, leave or attack? Joker, leave or attack?
Attack.
Attack. Andy says leave. Manfred's in fight mood tonight. Man, so's Mac. So we're at 3-2 for fighting at the moment. Sven Filker reckons leave. We're at 3-3 now. Oh dear. No, I'm yawning. It's still an hour till my bedtime, roughly. Jeff, the greatest dungeon master alive. Hello, Jeff. Says run away. Run away. So it's 4-3 for leaving at the moment. Saturday, Saturday, Saturday. Saturday night's alright. To be honest, I don't like Elton John. Never really liked any of his stuff.
I agree.
I respect him as a musician, but I don't like his style of music. So 5 for leave, 3 for attack. You would, Manfred. You would. Glasses don't bother me. Look. Oh, yeah. Mac definitely doesn't like it. Definitely doesn't like it. I'm not a fan of platform shoes. I do admit that. I mean, I might just be jealous because I'm short and platform shoes were fashionable in an era before I could get away with wearing them in the 70s. I really do with a pair of platform shoes to be taller. I'm not a Beatles fan either, Mac.
I never, yeah.
I think with the Beatles, it's their influence as much as anything. They had a massive influence. Though I would possibly argue that Bowie broke down a lot more boundaries and was more influential.
Oh, hell yeah.
Personally. Bowie was great.
Only because Bowie never knew who he was anyway.
No, he didn't. No.
Till his dying day, bless him.
My problem with the Beatles is they went from bubblegum rock to trying to be a rock band.
Yeah. I mean,
That's my issue. It's like you suck before and then you suck later. Yeah, they have some good songs, but if they come on the radio, I change the channel.
I think this. I mean, in terms of talent-wise, bands like the Animals, the Rolling Stones, more talented.
Yeah.
The Animals, in particular. The Animals were one of the most, and the Kinks. The Kinks were a very talented band as well. Jeff's a hair metal fan. But for me, if I had to pick bands I like from the 60s, the Animals I like, the Small Faces I like, Rolling Stones I like, other 60s bands, bit of Hendrix, like a bit of Hendrix. Pink Floyd, of course, started in the 60s.
Led Zeppelin.
Yeah.
That's the one song's going to be played at my funeral. I already picked it out.
I would have Atmosphere by Joy Division played at mine. You probably don't know the song.
No, I don't.
I wonder if anyone in chat knows Atmosphere by Joy Division. Jeb knows it. Yes. Manfred knows it.
That and probably Sinatra. Oh, that.
My way, by any chance.
Yep, exactly. Exactly.
Spirit in the Sky would be a fun one to have played at your funeral. Not that you'd be alive to know, but it'd be a fun one. When I die and they lay me to rest, gonna go to the place that's the best.
I'm going to have to listen to music to get that out of my head tonight.
It's either that or Stairway to Heaven.
Highway to Hell for me.
I mean, if you really want to go big and make everybody wish they weren't there, you can always have Stairway to Heaven sung by Rolf Harris.
Joke up, go and wash your mouth out with soap. And when you do that, put some broken glass in with the soap as well.
That's funny.
Well, no, I mean, it's just because what Rolf was accused of is that, you know, if you want to go in style, you know.
Yeah.
No, give me the original band any day.
Yeah. All right, so we're leaving. Yes, so to 8. After meandering through barren rocky hills, the track descends through a boulder-strewn pass and divides one branch continuing northeastwards, while the other leads directly towards a line of several peaks in the east. Looking at Jaron's map, you see that the route you're now on goes towards the temple, while the new path to the right should take you to the shaman at Spirit Rock. Do we go northeastwards, or do we take the right-hand fork?
We'll take the fork.
So northeast or fork? Northeast or fork? Daniel, northeast or fork?
Northeast.
I've got Spirit in the Sky stuck in my head now.
Yeah, I know. I freaking
bah.
hate that.
Itsy bitsy teeny weeny
No, 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 Joker. No, don't you dare, Joker. Don't you dare. Don't you dare. No, no, no,
John, play a Bangles song for us.
no, no.
It was a
Straw
Joker,
Piglet.
tomorrow
No,
morning I'm kill- Joker, tomorrow morning I'm killing your character.
Straw Piglet. No, he was talking to me. My name tonight is My Mother's Cursed. My Mother's Curse, because we're playing the Curse of the Mummy, and I'm so funny. Yeah. Yes. And for one night and one night only, Dan is the Curse of Pennsylvania, and Joker is the Curse of the Birmingham accent.
I'm so sick of hearing about the Pope dying. It's stupid. Who cares?
He was old. He was old.
done a lot of good compared to the previous ones, but yeah.
Right, we're on 3 for Northeast, 2 for taking the right-hand fork towards the shaman. Anybody else want to vote? So, do we go on the Northeast fork towards the temple, or do we turn off to the right to go and see the shaman? It's up to you. And I've only got 5 votes so far. Finn Filker says Northeast. Andy says Northeast.
Yeah,
Jeb reckons we could take the right fork towards the shaman. Shaman or shaman? I would say one shaman, multiple shaman.
Shaman.
That's what I would say. Because there's a band in Britain called The Shaman, with E is the plural. Most famous for a song called Ebenezer Good, which is a song about ecstasy. But they first sort of became popular on student dance floors in the late 80s with a song called Progeny, Move Any Mountain, which is a good tune. Good tune. I'm not really into dance music, but Move Any Mountain's a good tune.
Better than a dancing frog.
Yes. Yes. When I die, they lay me to rest, and when they go to the place, that's the place. The fingers typed the wrong word there, Straw Piglet. Yes, yes, yes. Gonna go to the place, that's the place, because it's the place.
Horse with no name.
America.
Yep.
Good tune. Good tune. So we're at 5-3 for Northeast. We're going Northeast then. One, 4, 6. Oh, I'm about to break wind. I do apologise. Trudging through the trudging through the desolate landscape, you're alone except for a solitary bird riding the warm thermals above the hills. After an hour, you hear the sound of hoofs in the distance behind you. Turning around, you can make out a cloud of dust approaching from the southwest. As it gets closer, you can see that riding towards you on a gaunt, haggard steed is a tall, thin man wearing scraps of armor and carrying a battered wooden shield and a wooden lance. He is accompanied by a short, round man riding a mule. You cannot avoid these two peculiar characters, so you wait for them to come towards you. "Halt, stranger!" the tall man hails you. He's wearing a dented helmet and is sporting a drooping grey moustache and a pointed beard. He also looks well on in years. "What are you doing in this region?" he asks, almost accusingly. You tell him that you're on a vital mission and that time is of the essence. Test our luck. We've not been very good at testing our luck.
We get
Oh,
that
we passed.
bonus, don't we?
Yeah, well, we just passed our luck test.
Okay.
You get that bonus of 1 as well, yeah. If you are lucky, turn to 342. "I, too, am on a quest of the utmost importance," he says grandly. "I am Don Juan Fernandez, a knight of Bastille. And this is my manservant, Gordo." The tubby man nods and wipes the sweat from his forehead with a grimy handkerchief. "I have sworn to rid these wild and desperate lands of the foul giants who dwell here, preying on the honest village folk of this province." He continues, "Tell me, have you seen any such monsters in your wanderings?" When you shake your head, Don Juan looks downcast and disappointed. "Fear not. I am sure that my quest will soon be over, and with its completion I shall win my lady's hand. Fare you well." With that, the eccentric knight gallops off again towards the northeast, with the mule bearing his manservant trotting along behind, leaving you to continue your journey on foot. A waste of a
I'm
look.
gonna say, you're not gonna have your lady because they don't want none.
She don't want them. Hey. The terrain grows progressively more tortuous as you make your way towards the ruined temple. At midday, you rest briefly to avoid being out in the open during the hottest part of the day, but by mid-afternoon, you are walking between steep cliffs and high stacks of rock. Gradually, the sound of a struggle reaches your ears from somewhere to the west between the rocks. Do we investigate the struggle, or do we ignore the disturbance?
Investigate.
Aye.
Investigate. That's another investigate from Mac. I think we're going to investigate, aren't we? We've got 5 investigations. That's 6 investigates now with Jab. Get that man a burrito. Dad jokes are the result of evolution. Straw Piglet. Every father becomes a purveyor of dad jokes. It's something you cannot avoid. It happens.
Yep. And yeah, they're quirky and dorky and sometimes really lame, but they're still always funny.
Yes. I like smutty jokes, to be honest, I will admit. And I like toilet jokes. I'm a
There's not
child.
much difference.
If you want to investigate, turn to 372. Manfred, I mean, yeah, I mean, it's all part of becoming old. And just like me, you are old. But I have to say that to be a true purveyor of dad jokes, it helps to have you know, made some little use. Oh, we have some artwork. You like jokes about parrots? Yeah, well, yeah.
Dead
Yeah.
ones.
Dead ones, yes.
I got one. Nobody's going to laugh now, but when you understand the context, you will if you think about it. What's the difference between an apple and an orange?
I don't know. What is the difference between an apple and an orange?
A motorcycle doesn't have doors. Now, at 2:30 in the morning, when you're drunk and stoned, that's really funny. Right now, you just want to punch me in the face.
Yeah. Back in my, that's the sort of stupid thing that you laugh at with half a bottle of something strong in your system.
Yeah.
Only half.
Oh,
Oh,
for me and you, Joker, half a bottle. For Daniel,
what?
oh,
What happened to the old man when he farted in church? He sat in his own pew.
hey.
Okay, I'm done with dad jokes.
Yes.
That was my grandfather's favorite joke.
Why does a skeleton go trick-or-treating all alone? Go on then, PBR Street Gang.
All right. Gotta hear this one.
We're all waiting.
What?
We're all waiting.
What if cat spelled dog?
Because he ain't got nobody to go with. Yeah, Andy's
Oh,
Andy's ruined the punchline.
Yeah, I like that one.
Right. Anyway, scrambling over the rocks, you come upon an open space in the boulder-strewn wilderness. Lying on the ground on his back is Don Juan Fernandez, and standing over him is a grotesque 3-meter tall, 10 feet for Americans, humanoid. Its lumpy skin is coloured a sandy brown, and it is naked except for a loincloth made of animal hides. In one huge hand it carries a great wooden club embedded with chunks of flint, but it is its face that fills you with dread. The monstrosity has just one large eye in the centre of its forehead and an ugly horn sprouting from the top of its skull. Fernandez is fighting off the Cyclops with what remains of his shattered lance. Lying close by is the motionless body of Fernandez's steed, while you can see his cowardly manservant hiding in a crevice in the rocks. You do not give much for the old knight's chances of surviving this battle. What do we do? What do we do? How do you keep a turkey in suspense? Go on then, Manfred. Right, while we're waiting for how to keep a turkey in suspense, we have the option here. Draw your sword and run to his defense. Try to distract the Cyclops, or leave Fernandez to his fate. I'll tell you tomorrow. Hey. There we go. There is the Cyclops. Right, so we have fight, distract, or leave. Go on then, Daniel. Fight, distract, or leave.
Leave.
Distract.
Distract. 2 more distracts from chat. Straw Piglet says distract.
Ding dong.
Ding dong. Ding dong. Anybody else gonna vote? While I sit and stare at chat, waiting for votes to come in. I should probably get myself a more comfortable chair for these sort of streams rather than sitting in my sort of cockpit chair. It's not the most comfortable on the bottom for reading.
Yet what I have a glider rocker.
A glider rocker.
Yeah, it's a rocking chair, but rather than being on rockers, it's on gliders.
Right.
So the feet don't move, but it still goes back and forth and alternates a little bit.
Isn't
That's
that admitting to the world that you're an old man?
Oh yeah,
It's otherwise known as the lazy chair.
exactly. Well, kind of, but not. A lazy chair in the U.S. is a big overstuffed chair that you push back on, and the back goes down, and the feet comes up. This is a rocking chair, but it doesn't rock. It's kind of like suspended on the frame. So when you go back and forth, it still rocks a little bit, but it still moves forward and back also, which is why I fall asleep so much when I'm talking to you guys, because it's really comfortable.
It's soothing.
Yes.
Yeah.
Vodka has nothing to do with it.
Oh God, no! Heaven forbid! It's Murgatroyd. Heaven's some Murgatroyd.
Speaking of which,
You know what, Daniel? I'm going to join you. It's Friday after all.
well, see, now I'm gonna have to get out of Jack and Coke. If you're joining me, I'll be back in a moment. I gotta do something.
Okay. Okay. There we go. I'm going to be going to Canada again this year, and I will get myself another bottle or two of Sortilège when I'm there, because that is very nice. It's taken me 6 months to drink this, because I don't drink heavily.
Was that a cider or?
No, Sortilège is it's like a Canadian maple liqueur.
Oh right, yeah, cool.
It's like a sweet whiskey.
Ah.
It's not as harsh as normal whiskey can be.
Mm.
It's with maple syrup in it, so it's sweet.
How much was the bowl?
That was about 20 quid.
Mm.
So actually, it might be a little bit less. Sort of 18 quid-ish.
Yeah. Yeah, I just wondered
I
what
mean,
the exchange rate was.
It's nice. It's sort of thing to savour and drink occasionally. It's not something I can guzzle.
Oh no, whiskey is and never has been.
No. Well, depends whether you're Daniel or not.
Yeah, well, I prefer it mixed, but I did a shot or two the other day whenever I got out of work. I'll admit that.
Okay, so what will we choose? Oh, we go for distract, aren't we? Distract. Yeah. 181.
Where did it go?
If you have some fire powder or a Yoka egg, you can use either of them to distract the Cyclops, or we could also try throwing rocks at it? Do we use up our last egg, or do we throw rocks at it? Those are your options.
Throw rocks. She's
80
got no
quid.
rice.
In American dollary dues, it's about $25 roughly.
Yeah, I'm doing a rum and coke. I'm gonna be a pirate tonight.
I love mead, Manfred. I love mead. It's one of the nicest drinks on the planet.
I've never had it, and I wish I could. I've actually thought about making my own.
I got some Cornish mead last year, 2 years ago. Didn't last very long. At all. It was expensive though.
Yeah, the only mead I don't like is called Lee.
Lee Mead. Oh, he's an actor. He's a stage actor, isn't he? Yes.
What one of what was it? Denise Van Outen's conquests after Andrew Lloyd Webber's Find Me a Joseph reality thing.
Oh, was it? Oh, okay. Right.
Between Denise Van Outen and Amanda Holden, it's Potluck who's had the youngest.
Right. So, Mac is a rum connoisseur. To be honest, my favourite drink is just a good, strong, quality ale. You can't beat a good British ale. Preferably one from the north of England. Well, they're nicer than Southern England ones, generally, but ale is good quality ale. Stout's nice. Yeah, I do like stout.
Goes good with steak and taters. Or a good lasagna.
Rum connoisseur, Straw Piglet, not rug. Rum connoisseur.
I can't find my Jack.
Days ago.
I just settled for rum. I can't find my bottle of Jack.
I'm sure Daniel would like grappa. Yes, I'm sure he would. That's potent stuff. There's a lot of nice lagers in Germany. I'm not sure they've got many beers. When I say beer, I tend to mean ale. I'll say lager if I mean the pale stuff.
I'd love to give John a Bud Light or Coors Light and see what he has to say.
No, they're piss.
Exactly.
I know they're piss.
My stepfather, there's this bar in Warren where I was from. It was kind of upper class snobby people, but they lived 50 meters for you from the bridge, and then it's 200 meters across the bridge, and the bar was half a block down. So it was very easy to walk to. My stepfather didn't really like the clientele because they were yuppity, pretentious assholes. And the bartender, my parents sat down at the bar, and the bartender asked my stepfather what he wants to drink, and he goes, "What do you have on draft?" And he lists off all kinds of light beers. And my stepfather goes, "Light beer's for faggots. I want a real beer." There was a male couple behind him.
Oops.
It was funny as hell.
Oops. I bet. Bet he got daggers cast in his back. Yes. I've never tried the Cern Abbas Brewery beers, so yeah, Andy. One of these days, I will
I
drive
think you
down
would
to
like.
Dorset. One of these days, I'll drive down to Dorset, Andy, and you can take me out on the piss near by you. I think that's got to be done at some point.
I think you would like Sam Adams.
Sam
If you
Adams.
get the darker ones, they make all kinds of different ones, but I think you would like a Sam Adams.
Never had Aquavit.
They've been in Boston for how many years now? Hundreds.
I mean, I don't know Zima, but Coors and Miller don't know.
Zima is 7-Up with a little bit of vodka in it. And it comes in all kinds of girly flavors. If you want to be a douchebag, you get a Zima. Same as a White Claw. You're a douchebag.
Given that I like ale and Guinness, that doesn't sound like my sort of thing at all. Right. We're gonna right. We have to test our skill. Sure, we'll pass this. We do. Then roll 1d6.
Mac, that's funny.
Oh! Test your skill. If you're successful, roll 1d6. If you roll a 6, which we've just done, turn to 199. Unbelievably, your rock hits the Cyclops on its temple in just the right place to kill it outright.
Wow.
You gain a luck point. Wow.
That doesn't happen for us very often.
Yes, Cern Abbas. Okay, for Americans, if you like to Google what Andy's talking about there, Cern Abbas, and look for the Cern Abbas giant, and have a look at what part of its anatomy is giant. And that, yeah, they would. Yep. So, look at its logo. Yeah. Do you know what American beer and sex in a canoe have in common? That you're close to water, something along those lines.
Yeah, I can't remember the punchline, but something like that.
Yeah, both I think close to water. Yes, exactly,
Yeah.
exactly. All right. We've killed the Cyclops. Cyclops falls to the ground dead. We didn't fight Fernandez last time, so turn to 96. Thank you, my friend, says the old knight. You are a truly noble and honorable warrior. Between us we have rid the land of one of the foul giant brethren. Let us drink a toast together. Gordo, he calls, where are you, man? Fernandez's cowardly manservant emerges from his hiding place and approaches his master. Give me the bottle of old Sarnax we've got, the old man tells him. Here, my friend, he says, passing you the bottle. This will revitalize your spirits. You take a swig of the fortified wine and immediately feel its effects. Restore up to 4 stamina points. Well, yeah, we restore 4 because we've lost 8. So there we go. We are up to 17 stamina. And add 1 point to your attack strength for the next combat. Not just fortified wine. While Gordo tends Don Juan's wounds, you waste no more time in returning to your original route to the temple. Okay. 226. This is the point where I am going to say we're going to leave it for tonight. 226 is where we begin next week. We are on 2 deaths, but we're doing all right this time. We're Doing all right. But I have work in the morning, and the boss is working me quite. He's getting his pound of flesh at the moment. He's he's in the process of getting a website built for our shop, our two shops, and his online wholesale business. And I'm currently having to do a lot of research and catalog all my research in an Excel spreadsheet so that he can work out prices and pass all these on to his website people. And basically, in between customers, all I'm doing is Googling suppliers and looking at prices and adding them to my spreadsheet. And yeah.
Has the boss got nothing better to do?
Well, he's trying to make money, isn't he? So there you go.
Yeah, I know. His
Yeah.
business, his research.
Oh, he's finding the prices and stuff. So I find all the brands and all the big brands and see what's being sold and what's popular, whatever. And he has to get them sourced and work out the prices. So depends how much we buy them. We can buy them for. How much we can put them up for on the internet. So, but the shop's been quite busy as well. I mean, the shop took a very solid amount today. And I had a lot of very chatty customers today. Very, very chatty customers. So didn't get much progress done on my Excel spreadsheet. But hey ho. We are MERPing tomorrow. Yes, we are MERPing. So there will be some MERPage tomorrow evening. You defeated a load of orcs last time, and Thargrim, the dwarf, is now your friend, and we shall move on and see what the rest of the journey towards Moria has in store for you tomorrow. Because any game based on Lord of the Rings should be based around fairly long and eventful journeys. And this is what's happening at the moment. They're having to go from Tharbad to Moria, following the Siranan via Arston Edhill, the old elven capital in Eregion. And they had a few encounters along the way. They've had bears, they've had orcs, they've had an immortal a stag imbued with immortality and his harem, his family. So yeah, a few interesting things going on. Anyway, cats. Yes, cats. Cats. Yes. But anyway, I'm going to get off to bed. So thank you, fellas. Thank you, Daniel. Thank you. Thank you, Butthead the cat. And thank you, chat. And for those who are playing MERP, I shall see you tomorrow.
See you then.
Good night all. Good night all.
Night, everybody. Take care.